Hey guys, in today's episode of the Trading Coach Podcast, we're going to talk about what it means to, quote, make a living from your trading. And if you don't, should you be ashamed? Hey guys, Akil here. Welcome back to the show. Thank you as always for joining me and making the commitment to take a few minutes out of your life to listen to what I have to say, and hopefully it is informative and helps push you in the right direction. Today, I want to talk about something that is very important to me, and it has to deal with what trading really is. And this is going to be an interesting conversation because it shows a little bit of the vulnerability that I used to have as a younger trader, and really how I've evolved, I've grown, and have become more confident and more wise as, an older trader now, a veteran trader. But the other day, I got a comment under one of my YouTube videos that from a guy named Forex Shark, right? So you already know kind of the mindset I went in when I read the comment. But it said, are you actually making a living from trading, Akil? Have you made more money from selling coaching classes, systems, and other products and services than trading? And I think this is a horrible question, and I'll go into that in a little bit. But this was a question that really used to get me angry, aggravated, frustrated as a younger trader. And as I think about it now, the reason is probably because I wasn't too confident in my answer, right? When I first started trading, right, I wasn't making enough money off of my trading alone to be trading full time, meaning trading full time and having no other sources of income. And I think a part of me felt a little bit guilty about that, right? Can you really call yourself a professional trader or a full-time trader if trading is your only source of income? Or isn't your only source of income, I should say. And that's probably still a debate that is happening today. I think it's really a pointless debate once you kind of understand what trading actually is. But I think back in the day, I wasn't really sure of my answer, so I used to get frustrated and put up my defense mechanisms and attack these people. But I want to dig into this question a little bit. And I start with asking yourself, what does making a living mean, right? Does making a living off of your trading mean that all of your income is coming from trading and nothing else? Because you can make the argument that you can look at, someone like a basketball coach. Let's say, for example, I am or a basketball player, right? Let's take an NBA player, or let's take a soccer player or something like that, where they're making a living off of their talent of how to play a specific sport. Now, making that living, right, that makes them income in many different ways. One is playing the sport. They have their contract, their wages, their salary that they make from their specific teams. But if you look at your star players, what else do they have? They have endorsements. They're doing commercials. They're wearing specific type of gear. They're running camps and clinics. They're going on tours and giving speeches. And I've never been a professional athlete, but I can guarantee that they're not doing this stuff for free. This is all to generate income. So they're using their skill, their ability, their talent to live full time, because they're not a doctor, they're not working at another job or anything like that, off of that skill. So if you think about making a living in that aspect, when you look at the skill of trading, why should we look at it as being any different? Why should we look at, hey, someone is a trader, but they also coach, or someone is a trader, but they're also a system developer, or someone is a trader, but they're also an author, or they're also a prop firm manager, or they're also this or that? How is that any different than the sports athlete, right? In any case, right, making a living, you are making a living, right, if you're creating these different income streams and revenue streams off of your skill of trading. The only difference is you're being smart about it in the sense that you are maximizing what you're able to do with that specific skill. And I think it's very important to think this way, or at least, maybe you don't have to agree with it, but at least ponder it. Because as a newer trader, or I guess I should say this, a lot of newer traders out there were probably or are probably in the same boat that I was when I first started trading, and I was discouraged. I was embarrassed to call myself a full-time trader, a professional trader, because with the money that I had in my account, I couldn't live full-time, right? So when I first got started trading, I started with like about a $10,000 account. By the time I became consistently profitable, it was significantly less. So let's say I was probably around $6,000 by the time I kind of got my groove and was a consistently profitable trader. Now, I don't think we need to do too much math to understand if you have a realistic expectation on what you can get from trading. If you're someone that you're going to make 50% a month every month, then yeah, you can probably start an account for $100 and be a full-time trader. But if you're someone with any common sense out there and what is actually made in the financial markets, we don't have to whip out the calculator to tell you that I'm not going to be able to live full-time off of a $6,000 account. And I'm smart enough to know that. So the first thing that I did in my journey after I became consistently profitable was I started managing money. Now, I think I mentioned this in a few podcasts ago. If I knew about prop firms back then, I would have taken that route, right? But I started managing money because it was the way, right? I didn't even think about coaching. I had no intentions of doing that. But managing money was the way for me to take the skill that I had of trading and use it in a way that I can turn it into a business. I manage money, I take a cut, and boom, I get paid that way. I'm using my trading to develop a business. Now, I say I would have taken the prop firm route if I had to restart, mainly because I had a horrible experience managing money. I would always much rather trade for myself and not someone else. There's just, for me, it was a different type of pressure when I was handling a massive amount of money for someone else and individuals and not necessarily a firm. Now, that being said, we just did an interview the other day at our Bridging the Gap event with one of the traders that we worked with, who actually is trading for a prop firm. And he says the exact opposite. He says, you know what? I feel less pressure trading for the prop firm than I do my own money, which is interesting. We all have different personality types. But what he's done in his example is he's taken his skill of trading, the skill that he's developed. He said that, hey, I don't have enough money to trade full time just off of my trading account. So how can I use this skill to develop a business? How can I branch off this skill? Well, let's use this skill. Let's get hired by a prop firm. They're going to give me money to trade with. I'm going to keep a certain cut of that money. And then as I get better, I can get rewarded with being given the opportunity to manage even more money. And when we interviewed the trader, and again, I think I shared that podcast maybe 5 or so episodes ago. So go back and listen to it if you didn't already. It's a great interview. But he said that, hey, he's not, although he's trading for his own, or for himself, he's trading for the prop firm. He's still working, I believe, as a server at a restaurant part-time, right? To fill that income gap or to produce more income because he has that time to do so. And the goal is one day to move out of that and be able to do trading 100% full time again for himself and for the prop firm. And I don't think there should be any bit of shame in that. I think your phonies out there are going to yell at him and be like, oh, this guy's not a great trader because if he was a great trader, he wouldn't be working, serving people at a restaurant. And that just shows me that you haven't been on your grind, right? People who think like that have never been in a situation where they've had to work extremely hard and really grind it out to get everything. Because when you're truly on your grind, you're not thinking about the now, right? You're not saying that, hey, I'm comfortable now, so I'm only going to do enough, right? That's a losing mentality. Oh, yeah, I'm making income for my own trading account. I'm also making income from the prop firm. That's enough to get by. I'm just going to settle, right? That is a horrible mindset to have. The people that have the winning mindset, the successful mindset, they are working as hard as they can right now because they know that what they're doing today is going to accelerate their wealth and is going to put them in the position to do what they want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So although this trader may not have to work this secondary job, he's saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it because this is just Another way to bring in more income, as I bring in more income, I can pad my account. I can take the profits from the prop firm that can pad my account, and I can not only get rewarded by managing more money for the prop firm and keeping a larger percentage of the profits, but at the same time, I'm growing my account and I'm also getting income from that account as well. And when that both grows together to a certain point, he's going to say, you know what, I'm done doing this. I'm just going to travel the world and trade full time. And how can you not respect that, right? That was my goal as well when I started managing money, was wealth acceleration. It was like, hey, I've got this little $6,000 account, right? I know I have to get it to blank amount in order to trade full time, right? For me, that number was 200,000. Based on my, well, it was a little bit less than that at the time based on my lifestyle. I think it was about 100,000. I could just get by, you know, but it was $2,000 to be able to live a comfortable lifestyle and continue to compound my trading account. So my goal was like, hey, how can I get this trading account, my personal trading account that is, from $6,000 to $200,000 as quickly as possible? And the answer was turn it into a business, manage money, roll that back over into the personal account. Now, when managing money didn't work out for me, again, difference of agreement, personality differences as well. I was kind of a slow and consistent turtle, meaning I went at a slow, steady, consistent, low risk pace. The main person I was managing money for he wanted something more aggressive and more risky, and we just butted heads on that, so I called it quits. But when I got into education, it was the same way. It was like, hey, this is trading education. You can make money from trading education, right? That money can not only pay for your bills and your everyday stuff, but it allows you not to take money out of your main goal, which is growing that trading account. And not only do you not have to take money out of it, but now you can consistently dump more money into it. And when you think about it, if you're not taking money out of let's think about like a bank account, right? If you're not taking money out of your bank account and you're consistently adding money into your bank account, what's going to happen? That number is going to grow. And as it grows, the interest that you make off of that account is going to grow as well. And then you're going to dump even more money in. It's going to accelerate and make the process go faster and faster and faster. So when I get asked a question, have you made more money from selling coaches, classes, or I look at it as, do you make more money from selling coaches, classes, products, whatever he said, than trading live or trading my account? At the beginning stages of my trading, no, not at all. When I first started coaching and managing money, I made way more money than what I did with my little $6,000 account. Again, you can do the math on that. But as that account grows, it starts to shift kind of the balances, right? And all of a sudden, once that account gets to a certain level, I'm not going to tell you how much is in my trading account, I'm very personal and stuff like that, but once that account gets to a certain level, all of a sudden, right, you do the math, do the percentages, now all of a sudden that takes over as being the main income driver versus the other stuff. Now, the key is this. Going back to what we talked about being comfortable. Does that mean you stop? Does that mean as soon as this trading account reaches a certain amount, then you stop coaching, you stop teaching, you stop working for the prop firm? Well, if you absolutely hate it, then yes. If you don't like what you're doing it just because it's a chore and it's a means to an end, then yeah, you quit it and you do something else that you enjoy for life. I happen to love what I do. So it's the best of both worlds. Not only do I get to love what I do, but I get to make income off of it, and I get to grow my main trading account. So it's a win-win-win. So there's no need, if you're new, to get embarrassed off of that question. And I know so many of you guys are feeling like that because realistically, I would say 99.9% of you guys listening to this podcast aren't going to be able to live solely off of your trading income. Again, it depends on your lifestyle. You're probably going to need at least $250,000, at least 200,000, I would say, just to be able to produce enough income to not only live a comfortable life, but also continue to roll profits back into your trading account. Because if you're taking all of your profits out and they're just going towards bills and you're not putting anything back in, that trading account is going to decrease and decrease and decrease. As it decreases, your return on investment percentage starts to produce you less and less and less. And what you do is you're slowly bleeding to death, right? Death by 1,000 cuts, one of those type of deals. So don't be embarrassed, right? If someone makes fun of you for not living full time from your trading, Tell them that you're developing a skill that one day will allow you to have endless options on how you can do so. Whether it's trading your account, whether it's managing money, whether it's working for a prop firm, whether it's selling systems, courses, programming, whatever it may be. That skill of trading allows you to branch off in many different ways. And that's what true business owners and that's what true entrepreneurs do. That's wealth creation, my friend. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Since we're talking about education, let me plug something real quick. If you want some free education, free training, free workshops, make sure you head over to www.tier1trading.com. Check out what we have available over there. Also, make sure you sign up for that 14-day risk-free trial. That's going to cost you $1, but trust me, I guarantee you're going to get your dollar's worth with what you get access to in those 14 days. So check it out, www.tier1trading.com.